and just like going back to work is going to be different for everyone, whether they work, more days from home, less days from the office. I think the dating landscape is going to be impacted for a long time by this.
So it's no secret that obviously dating has emerged, with COVID. Do you see, post-COVID, let's fast forward a bit. Don't know what that date's going to be, but what's it going to look like? Do you still see a surge in that traffic for dating post-COVID?
I definitely do. I think one of the things I topped on is there's going to be a little bit of a leveling out as people get back to normal, but who knows when that's going to be, Jason. I mean, you and I were based in Canada. We're looking at 2022, probably before we're traveling and going back to a normal life, if we're realistic, which is kind of depressing. So, I'm sure there will be a period of adjustment. But what we're expecting is definitely these trends to continue for the foreseeable future. One of the things that's never going to change is people are looking for their partner, they're looking for their one. And just like going back to work is going to be different for everyone, whether they work less days from, more days from home, less days from the office. I think the dating landscape is going to be impacted for a long time by this. So I don't want to say we're excited about it, but we definitely see some opportunity to continue for the foreseeable future.
I think one of the aha moments of that presentation is when you started to talk about divorce, and you dropped a stat. Can you repeat that stat? Do you remember what it was?
So I believe it's 37% of long-term relationships. I think it was 4 months into COVID, and I'll pull it up and I'll drop it in the chat later. We're looking to break up or find a divorce. And so for me, that's alarm bells go off. That's a huge market. I mean, I have 2 friends that broke up with partners of 5+ years. I won't drop their names, but it just, when you're stuck at home in quarantine, you have stress that you never had before, and that opens up a whole new market of opportunity for us.
I'm so fascinated by people's behaviors during COVID and how COVID has had an impact on it. Obviously, we're all dealing with it. We're all dealing with the frustrations and waking up every morning and it's like, what's new and exciting to look forward to? You can't travel. You can't do this and that. People are buying dogs now at scale. So that's it's becoming a problem now. I've heard a lot of dog breeders are holding back now on selling dogs until people decide post-COVID to purchase that dog. It's crazy. It's to that point now.
What we need to think about as online marketers is what happens after COVID? What happens to the people with those dogs? Where's the boon? Are you generating leads for a pet walker, for example? Are people looking to downsize or move? I did a talk yesterday on lead generation, so I'm going to pull that over for just a second. We'll get back to dating. But one of the things that we saw is we're expecting a huge uptick in home security for 2 reasons. People are now leaving the house and they have been at home for 12 months. So they want that extra feeling of being able to check in. But they're also saying, I have to keep an eye on my pet that's at home, my dog that isn't used to being left at home. I need that camera set up. So there's lots of different angles that are going on. And I think whether it's dating, whether it's mainstream, we as online marketers have to be thinking about what's life going to be like after COVID and shoot our shot.
I'm glad you brought that up, and I do want to go down. I do want to go down that segue just for a minute, and to talk a little bit about lead gen. So, I own a digital marketing agency as well. We do a lot of lead gen for local businesses, and one industry that has thrived has been home renovations, has been landscaping. So much so that my company has invested in a landscaping company because they're just able to generate leads at scale through SEO and Facebook ads. Now, moving over on the flip side of it, you have industries such as travel. All of our travel clients basically shut the door on their marketing, but there is going to be something that people need to be cognizant of as we come out of COVID. Old habits, old trends are going to emerge again. And I think people need to be aware of that, right? And not get stuck in what they're doing at this moment right now.
100%. And I think that goes for your personal life. It goes for your investment portfolio as you're looking at what are the stocks to look at, but it definitely goes for your business is how can you provide that solution to a problem? There's going to be huge demand for travel leads as soon as things get back to normal. And we might be looking a year and a half, 18 months out, but you have to start thinking about it. And definitely, I mean, home renovation has been a huge part of what we've done this past year as people being sitting at home dissatisfied with their house. They're sitting at home, they go, man, I hate this kitchen that I'm now spending hours in. They're not leaving the house. And I think the same thing that's impacted lead generation has impacted dating, and it's definitely something that the savvy entrepreneur, the savvy marketer has really latched onto. and something that we've really tried to encapsulate here at ClickDealer over the last 12 months.
Awesome, 100%. Maybe quickly, I know we only have a couple more minutes here, but can you lend any insight or advice on creatives that are really working well in dating right now, in lieu of with everything that's happening right now?
I don't think there's, this is going to sound super generic. It's not a get out of jail free card, but I don't think there's one size fit all. I think one thing that's definitely starting to dominate, and we see it across, is quality over quantity. So spending that extra time to get creative, maybe spend money on your own creatives, your own ad copy that you might have been ripping before, because there's such demand, creating that message from that start user, especially in dating, so they're going to the actual product that you've advertised, can just create a huge ROI for you.